a second wave of Venezuelan migrants could be potentially coming over to the border. Our next guest warned Secretary Mayorkas about this in 2022, writing, quote, the Venezuelan regime under the control of Nicolas Maduro was reportedly releasing violent prisoners early, including inmates convicted of murder, rape, and extortion, and pushing them to join caravans. Since then, we have seen the tragic consequences, end quote. But he never got a response to that letter. Texas Congressman and former Fort Bend County Sheriff Troy Nehls joins us now. Troy, so great to have you on. So you sent this letter warning Americans, 2 years ago. Essentially, it's a public letter. You sent it to Secretary Mayorkas. You were tipped off, I believe, by Border Patrol, who said that Homeland Security was telling them to look out for the prisoners. But then when you, as a member of Congress, asked for official intel information, they said no. Why do you think Secretary Mayorkas refused to tell you or respond to your letter?
Rachel, thank you for having me. Of course, the Border Patrol, they wanted to warn the American people. Their report that said that Venezuela was going to send a lot of very, very bad, dangerous people to the southern border. And I sent the letter in September of 2022 to Mayorkas and I asked him 10 questions. I said, hey, listen, Border Patrol has this report out there. Tell us what your plan is. Confirm or deny the report. We heard nothing from this administration. And sadly, around the same time I sent that letter to Mayorkas with my concerns regarding the individuals coming up through Venezuela, that's around the same time that Ibarra fella, that murderer, that thug, came through the southern border in the great state of Texas and then ended up obviously taking Riley's life a month or so ago. So it's just sad. We have no way to know who these individuals are. There's no system in place.
Right. And these gangs are so violent. Tren de Agua, they were running those prisons. And again, there's no way that our government, our intel agencies, who seem to know everything about all of us, especially if you're a conservative, don't know that Nicolas Maduro was emptying these prisons. And they know the havoc that these gang members were doing all over Latin America, and they were coming up here. What can you do now? I mean, you're a member of Congress. You sent this letter. There have been tragic deaths now that you can say, hey, this is why this is happening. What can happen from this point forward?
Well, I sent another letter just 2 weeks ago to Mayorkas. I don't expect to hear anything back from the administration, but your viewers need to understand that when President Trump said in 2016, he said, hey, listen, they're not going to send us their best. They're going to send us the murderers, the rapists. And he's right again. He's right all the time. And so the American people got to understand when these individuals enter the southern border, there is no database. There is no way a guy can give us a name, Mr. Ibarra. We can't check them to see what kind of a person he was in Venezuela. And when you parole these individuals, you just release these individuals, you're releasing the murderers and the rapists. And we have the data, sadly, the evidence to show such. So in order to stop this, you have to revert back to Trump's policies that remain in Mexico. You have to do it. You can't let these people into this country. And now New York is paying for it. The American people are paying for it. It's going to be real interesting to see now what happens with the amount of Haitians that are going to want to enter this country with the issues they have.
Yeah, they just emptied their prisons as well. So who's vetting these when they come across? Is it always Border Patrol? Because I understand that NGOs are also vetting.
Yeah, you can't trust the NGOs. Come on. They're working with this administration to help get these individuals into this country. Shame on them, and we got to look at their funding, too. If we're funding NGOs to help with this administration to get these people into this country. But again, remember, Rachel, this is all by design. It's all by design. These individuals are coming into this country. It's by design by the administration. That's why I wrote a book on it. Yeah. And everything Trump has said, Rachel, is come true, sadly. Revert back to Trump's policies. There's nothing. We're going to do nothing about the southern border, sadly, in Congress. It's not going to happen. It's going to take Donald J. Trump to come back and address this situation once and for all.
You know, Congress has the power of the purse. It just makes me so mad that we fund an agency that is actively doing nothing as Chinese and gang members, violent gang members, are coming across our border. It's unbelievable. I really appreciate you coming on and again, following up with these letters. I know they're not doing anything, but at least we're bringing attention to the fact that some people in Congress are trying to get something done about this. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless.